Hola, thank you for being here, and well done for taking care of your own health. Now you know that your health contributes to the health of everybody else, so well done. And today I invite you to practice silence. It's something that it comes naturally into the practice of yoga, but it's good to be aware that yoga is not just a physical practice. We are as well embracing and practicing different concepts. Mauna is the Sanskrit name for silence, and silence is great to detoxify the mind and to cultivate introspection. So, say that, adapt. All that you need to practice is your practice, your journey, and let's enjoy the session. So let's start lying down on our back and keep the knees up, keep the feet as wide as the mat, and then rest one knee towards the other. And let's press the hands on the tummy, one hand above the navel, the other below the navel. Breathe slowly and try to notice the movement of your belly, of the rib cage and the hand. Take deep, long inhalations, deep, long exhalations. And start to observe your own breath from silence. Keep enjoying that flow of breath. Our mind tends to analyze, to just overthink, to keep all the time noisy. So it is good to start to bring silence, especially in your mind. We know that fasting is very good for the body. When you stop eating, you activate very healthy process on your body. Well, silence is a way of fasting for the mind, and as well, that improves the well-being of your mind. Try to keep your mind in silence. It's not easy. We are not very well trained for that. The world tends to be a noisy place. We tend to be uncomfortable with the silence, but the more we practice, the more we start to connect with our intuition. We can start to bring much more self-regulation. Maybe we start to connect with balance and stability. And then with the practice, we start to enjoy and to feel much more comfortable with silence. And now just release the arms along the body. Let's release the knees towards the left, look towards the right. And then with the inhalation, knees up. With the exhalation, the knees towards the right, look towards the left. Once again, inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, knees towards the left. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees towards the right. And then with the next inhalation, bring the knees up. Hug your knees. Roll left to right. And then now roll forward and backwards. And when you're ready, let's stay up in a cross-legged seated position. So notice how do you naturally cross the legs, and let's exchange that cross of the legs. Press the hands on the knees, sit tall, shoulders soft. Maybe you need to sit in a cushion. And then close the eyes, bring the hands in front of the heart center. And let's start with one arm. If you don't feel comfortable with the arms, so just take a long, deep exhalation. So take a deep inhalation. Gently bow the head, release the hands on the knees, and then open your eyes. So, let's stay seated, but let's keep the feet on the ground, knees up, but a little bit wide apart. And then with the exhalation, let's bring the knees towards the left, and then towards the right, and just allow the body to move naturally. And then when you keep the knees towards the left or towards the back of the mat, let's take a deep inhalation to lengthen the spine, and then with the exhalation, let's bring the torso away from the knees, head towards the ground, like a nice twist. And then inhale, bring the torso up, let's bring the knees up, and then exhale, knees towards the right again. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then with the exhalation, let's bring the torso away from the knees, torso close to the ground, like a twist. And then with the inhalation, let's bring the torso up. So let's make the way now to all fours. And let's keep the wrists below the shoulders, the knees as wide as the hips. Let's go for a couple of cat-cows. So inhale, navel down, chest forward, chin up, away from the chest, shoulders soft, arch your back. And then with the exhalation, chin to the chest, round the back, navel towards the spine. Inhale, navel down, chest forward, chin up, shoulders soft. Exhale, chin to the chest, round the back. Let's go to cat position. Inhale, navel down, shoulders soft, chin away from the chest, cow. Exhale, chin to the chest, round the spine, press the navel towards the sky and look towards the knees. And then let's stay with the spine neutral. And this time, with the exhalation, let's bring the hips towards the heels, like in child pose. But don't get too comfortable then. And then with the inhalation, bring the torso up, move a little bit forward, and bring the torso down towards the ground, elbows in. Inhale, chest up, shoulders back. Exhale, again, make the way to child pose for a moment. And inhale, body up, torso forward, elbows in. Exhale, your body towards the ground. Inhale, chest forward, up, a gentle baby cobra, hands away from the floor. And then exhale, hands down. Let's make the way to child pose. And then inhale, torso up. Exhale, bring the body down towards the ground, keep the elbows in. Just bring the body slowly down on the ground, and then with the inhalation, baby cobra, maybe this time bring the feet away from the floor, shoulders away from the floor, pubic bone towards the ground, and then exhale, let's make the way to child pose. Stay there a moment. Breathe slowly. Make sure your mind is on silence, and then when you're ready, let's make the way to downward facing dog. Go first to all fours, press the toes down on the ground, and then slowly start to bring the hips high. Keep bending the knees so you bring the chest close towards the thighs, allowing the sitting bones to reach high. Keep the heels first high as you can. Spread your fingers, keep pressing the upper chest away from the floor, and with the exhalation, let's make the way to downward facing dog. So straighten the legs, Gently press the heels towards the ground, and then start to bend one knee at a time. Then move slowly, organically, enjoying the movement. And then now let us stay in downward facing dog. Try to enjoy for a moment the downward facing dog. Noticing the strength in the front of the body, the lengthening of the back of the body. And now look between the thumbs and let's walk towards the front of the mat. Let's stay in Uttanasana. But then rest the hands on the opposite elbow and roll your torso left and right. Allow the sitting bones to be as high as you can, but soften the knees if you need so you can keep the torso close towards the thighs. And then with the exhalation, release the hands on the ground, bend the knees, firm the abdominals, and with the inhalation, bring all the body up, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, and then with the exhalation, hands in front of the heart center. Just for a moment, close your eyes, notice how do you feel, notice how busy is your mind. Start to create that introspection, that cultivate silence. And then with the next exhalation, let's open the eyes, release the arms along the body. Let's go Tadasana. Keep the feet as wide as the hips. Keep the shoulders soft, crown of the head up, the tailbone towards the ground. So you create a space on the lower back. Soften the knees, you feel tall, strong, without unnecessary tension. And then with the inhalation, let's bring the arms up, reach up, keep the shoulders soft, and then with the exhalation, bring the hands towards the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on the shins, lengthen the spine, so Ardha Uttanasana. And with the exhalation, hands down. Let's bring the right leg back. Let's keep the right knee away from the floor. So press strongly the right thighs away from the floor. And with the inhalation, let's bring the arms up, high lunge. If it feels really unstable, maybe bring the back knee down just for a moment to find the stability. Maybe keep the knee down, maybe bring the knee away from the floor, whatever it feels right for you. But keep that nice lengthening of the torso and the legs strong. Then with the exhalation, hands in front of the heart center. And let's bring the hands towards the ground inside of your left foot. Let's walk the left foot slightly towards the left. And then with the inhalation, lengthen the spine. And then with the exhalation, let's walk the hands towards the front of the mat. If you need to bring the back knee down on the ground, that is fine as well. Try to keep that lengthening on the spine. And then with the inhalation, bring the hands closer towards you, but slightly in front of the shoulders. Let's bring the left foot towards the center. The back knee away from the floor, but keep it soft. And then with the inhalation, let's make the way to Warrior 3 with the hands on the ground. So just keep the hips even. The right heel pressing away from the hip, the torso long. And then with the inhalation, maybe you bring your right knee in front of the hip in one go, or maybe two goes. And find stability, find your balance. And let's go to tree position. So rest your right foot towards the left inner thigh. First notice where do you reach and then adjust it. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can rest the toes on the ground, you can rest the foot on the shin, or keep it a little bit higher. Just make sure the crown of the head is reaching up, the standing foot strongly pressing down. With the inhalation, bring the arms up. And maybe with the exhalation, you can take a long leap. or maybe not. Keep a little bit of playfulness on the practice. And then with the exhalation, hands in front of the heart center. And let's bring the right knee in front of the hip. And let's again send that leg towards the back of the mat, the foot down. Inhale, bring the arms up. With the exhalation, let's face towards the second side. Take an inhalation, arms up, and then with the exhalation, maybe the hips close to the ground, legs strong, torso long. Maybe you need to bring the left knee down on the ground, the back knee down. Whatever it feels stable for you, you can enjoy the pose. And with the exhalation, hands in front of the heart center, let's release the arms towards the mat, inside of your right foot. Let's bring the right leg. Let's move the right leg slightly towards the right. So with the inhalation, chest forward. And then with the exhalation, let's walk the hands away from the shoulders, away from the body. Again, you can bring the back knee down on the ground, or you can keep it away from the floor. Try to keep the legs strong and the torso long. Your inner thighs, the front inner thighs, pressing towards the midline. And then with the inhalation, let's bring the hands close towards the body, slide in front of the shoulders, your right foot towards the center of the mat. And then with the inhalation, let's bring the left leg up. Keep the heel pressing away from the hip, the torso reaching away from the floor, long. And then with the inhalation, slowly and with control, let's try to bring the left knee in front of the hip in one go. Let's make the way to tree position. So find the version that works for you. Maybe you need to keep the toes on the ground, maybe on the shin, maybe towards your inner thigh. Find stability there. Crown of the head up, the standing foot pressing down. You can always soften your standing knee. And then with the inhalation, let's bring the arms up. Maybe have long links. And again, just keep it a little bit playfully. And then exhale, hands in front of the heart center. Let's send the left leg towards the back of the body. Release the foot down, hands down, and then let's make the way to plank position facing the back of the mat. So keep pressing the front of the body away from the floor. Keep pressing the armpits away from the floor. Crown of the head forward, heels back. And let's release the knees down on the ground, heels up. Exhale, bring the body down. This version of chaturanga, elbows in. Keep the torso halfway down. And then with the inhalation, baby cobra. Maybe the hands away from the floor, the feet away from the floor. Cobra, legs down, the feet on the ground. Armpits pressing away from the floor, neck long. Or upward facing dog. Again, pressing the armpits away from the floor. This time, only the hands and the feet are on the ground. Make sure you don't create any compression or pain on the lower back. And then with the exhalation, downward facing dog. Bring the hips as high as you can and bend to a knee. Straighten the opposite leg. Bend one knee at a time. Enjoy the movement. And then you can do the next movement from all fours, bringing your left knee towards the nose. Or you can do it from downward facing dog, bringing the left leg as high as you can, keeping the hips even. And then knee to the nose, the foot between the hands. And then with the inhalation, let's bring the body up. And let's keep the toes pointing towards the outside of the mat, towards the corners of the mat, like 45 degrees. Take an inhalation, let's bring the arms up, the heels away from the floor. And then with the exhalation, Hands in front of the heart center, bend the knees, hips close to the ground. Make sure the knees are pressing back and not falling inward. So rest the hands on the knees. Take an inhalation, torso long, and then with the exhalation, hips a little bit lower. And let's start to move one shoulder towards the opposite knee. So slowly move the left shoulder towards the right knee, the right shoulder towards the left knee. Move slowly, organically. Keep the hips as low as you can, and as low as the knees keeps pointing towards the toes, no inwards. With the next inhalation, bring the torso up, extend the legs, and let's interlace the hands behind the back, shoulders back, lower ribs in, and then with the exhalation, hips back, hips down. Allow the hips to move a little bit back and bring the torso parallel to the ground. Keep your inner thighs strong, the torso long. Hands reaching away from the floor. Then with the exhalation, release the hands down. Let's walk the hands towards the front of the mat and let's make the way to plank position. Again, find the plank, find your own strength on the plank. And let's release the knees down, heels up. With the exhalation, move the torso forward, elbows in. Bring the body down towards the ground. And then with the inhalation, baby cobra, the floor down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Find the version that works for you, that you can enjoy the pose without hurting yourself. Now with the exhalation, let's make the way to downward facing dog. Sitting bones as high as you can, the spine long. And the next movement, you can do it from all fours, but you can do it from downward. If you want to bring the right knee towards the nose, if you are in downward facing dog, bring the right leg up, hips even, knee to the nose and the foot between the hands. Back heel down. And then with the inhalation, let's make our way to warrior two. So the front knee aligned with the heel, tracking over the second toe. Extend the arms, shoulders soft, hands away from the chest. And your torso long, crown of the head, reach up. Let's interlace the hands behind the back, shoulders back, chest up, and then with the exhalation, bring your torso parallel to the ground. Maybe rest the shoulder on the knee, or maybe keep the right shoulder inside of the right knee. But keep your right inner thighs strongly pressing towards the midline, and the back left inner thigh pressing away from the floor. Keep the neck long, the torso long. And with the exhalation, let's release the hands down on the ground. And let's send the right leg back, right knee as high as you can. If this is not right for you, you can always go to all fours and bring the right knee as high as you can. And let's bring the right knee towards the nose and the right knee behind the right wrist. So we go pigeon. First of all, find strength on the legs here. So keep pressing the legs away from the floor. Torso low. Don't just collapse. Try to keep that engagement on the muscles of the legs. And then with the exhalation, let's bring the forearms down on the ground. You can make a fist with your hands, one fist on top of the other, and rest the forehead on your hands. Or you can extend the arms towards the front of the mat. Just try to notice your knees, your ankles, the hips, and make sure you don't have any pain there. If it's not available and it doesn't feel right for you, this version of the pose, so we can change, and then you can lie down on your back, rest your right ankle on the knee and make the 4 shape with your left. Bring the hands behind the left thigh and keep the toes pointing towards the knee. A supine version of pigeon. If it feels right, then let's say normal version of pigeon. Try to connect with your silence, inner silence. And then with the next inhalation, slowly bring your torso up. Let's sit on the right glute and let's send the left leg forward. So like a tree position. You keep your right foot pressing towards the left inner thigh, the front toes towards you, and with the inhalation, bring the arms up, just make a space on the intercostal muscles, and then with the exhalation, bend over your left leg, the front leg, rest the hands on your shin, on your ankle or your foot, and try to lengthen the spine. It's not just reach low. So make sure you are not overrounding the spine. Try to keep the spine long. And if you don't reach too low, it's fine, but try to first bring the navel close towards your front thigh, then the chest, and last, soften the neck, the head. But give yourself as well time to get deeper into the pose. And then notice the connection with the breath. With the inhalations, you can create a space. With the exhalations, you soften and you can go into that space. And then with the next inhalation, slowly bring your torso up. Now let's twist towards the right knee. Let's bring the hands towards the back of the mat. And slowly let's make the way to 3-leg downward facing dog. If it's too much, just go to all fours. Find your alignment. And if you can, bring the right knee as high as you can, but keep the shoulders even. And then let's release the left knee down on the ground. Keep extending your right leg back. With the exhalation, torso forward, down towards the ground, elbows in, and with the inhalation, cobra, upward facing dog, baby cobra, wherever it feels right for you. Keep the chest bone moving forward, pressing the armpits so you keep the neck long, hips heavy. Gently engage your glutes. And then with the exhalation, let's make the way to downward facing dog. Keep the sitting bones as high as you can. Keep pressing the upper body away from the floor, the legs away from the floor. Firm the lower abdominal so you support the hips with the abdominal wall. And then with the next inhalation, bring your left leg up. You can always do this movement from all fours. If you are in downward facing dog, keep the hips even. The left heel away from the hips, bring the knee towards the nose and the foot between the hands. Back heel down on the ground. With the inhalation, let's make the way to warrior 2 on the second side. So with the exhalation, hips closer to the ground. The front knee is tracking over the second toe, but aligned with the heel. Hands away from the chest. Look towards your front hand. And keep the back inner thigh pressing away from the floor. So don't collapse. You don't want just to collapse on your joint. You want to use the strength of your muscles. Keep the crown of the head more or less aligned with the center of the pelvis. And the shoulders soft. With the next exhalation, let's interlace the hands behind the back. Keep exchanging the cross of the fingers, so sometimes it doesn't feel familiar. Shoulders down, lower ribs in. Take a deep inhalation, lengthen the spine, and then with the exhalation, Bring the torso parallel to the ground. If you can, keep the left shoulder inside of the left knee, or keep the left shoulder resting on the thigh, on the knee. Make sure you don't create compression on the front hip. And find the version when you enjoy the humble warrior. Feel strong legs, steady breath, hopefully stillness in the mind. Then with the exhalation, let's release the hands down on the ground. And let's send the left leg back, entry leg downward facing dog. Again, the left knee as high as you can. If you need, you can bring the knee down on the ground. Naturally, we will do that. First, try to open the hips, keeping the shoulders even. So keep the left leg as high as you can. If you need to bring the knee down on the ground, the right knee down on the ground, that is fine. And let's bring the left knee towards the nose and the left knee behind the left wrist. So let's go to pigeon on the second side. First, find the strength from the legs. Press the torso away from the floor, press the legs away from the floor. Keep that engagement on the legs. And then now, bring the forearms on the ground, but keep some engagement on the muscles of the legs. Just don't collapse. You can stand with the forearms down, making the fist with the hands, resting the forehead on the hands, on the fist of the hands. Or maybe extend the arms towards the front of the mat. Keep your hips even. And if this doesn't feel right for your knees, the ankle, the hip, now you know the supine version, you can go there. Left ankle on the right knee, hands behind the right thigh, and keep the toes towards you, shins parallel to the ground. So that, open the hips a bit, it's more gentle with the knee. If everything feels right, then keep in this version of pigeon. Find a place that you can enjoy the pose, you can open the hips, you know the muscles working, but you are not hurting yourself in any way. And again, try to connect with silence. Try to cultivate silence to connect with your own body. When you are ready, slowly bring the torso up. Let's sit on the left hip and let's bring the right leg towards the front of the body. So like Janusirsasana, that is like a tree position, but just sitting down. And then with the inhalation, bring the arms up. Keep the hips heavy, but make space on the intercostal muscles. And then with the exhalation, bend over your right leg. Again, try to bring the navel close towards the thigh. Chest reaching forward, head and neck soft. And give yourself the time to get deeper into the pose. So with the inhalations, make space, soften the shoulders. With the exhalations, go deeper into that space. Keep the hands resting on the shins, so you keep that connection, the upper body with the lower body. That creates a feeling of safety on the body, and that allows you to relax, allow the muscles to open deeper. And with the inhalation, bring your torso up. Let's bring the chest towards your left knee, and let's bring the hands towards the front of the mat, away from the knees, and let's send the left leg back. The knee as high as you can, and let's go to three-leg downward facing dog, or maybe keep your right knee down on the ground. We will go there anyway, but if you can just give an opening on that hip, like the contour pose for what we were doing. And then with the exhalation, you're writing it down on the ground. Keep your left heel away from the hip, extending that leg. And then with the exhalation, 3-leg chaturanga. And with the next inhalation, cobra, upward facing dog, baby cobra. Keep pressing the armpits away from the floor and the chest bone forward. Gently engage your glutes. And then with the exhalation, let's make the way. Child pose. Now release overthinking. Take a deep, long exhalation to release unnecessary tension, to soften, to breathe out, overthinking, analyzing. Take a moment to cultivate silence. Start to become familiar with the silence, and maybe perhaps you start to enjoy inner silence, quietness of the mind. And then with the inhalation, bring your torso up. Let's stay on the ground. And let's bring the legs to front of the torso. Let's keep the feet on the ground. Knees up as wide as the hip. And let's bring the hands behind the back. Keep the fingers pointing towards the heels, but if it's too much for the wrist, then keep the fingers pointing towards the outside of the mat, like away from the shoulders. And then with the inhalation, bring your hips high. Try to keep your feet, your heels below the knees, navel up. You can keep looking towards the knees, or you can bring the chin away from the chest. But try to not collapse the back of the neck. Your chin is moving away from the body. And with the next exhalation, slowly bring the hips down, keep the knees up, and then let's lie down. Then let's bring the sole of the feet together, knees towards the ground. So Supta Baddha Konasana, you make a diamond shape with your legs. Bring the arms up, rest the shoulder blades on the ground. And then rest the hands on the opposite elbow and release the arms on the ground. And then let's stay a moment in Supta Baddha Konasana. Keep the tailbone reaching towards the heels. The spine neutral, that means you keep a space on your lumbar spine, the floor. And keep the elbows reaching away from the floor. By the way, if this doesn't feel right for you, interlacing the forearms is not right for you, then keep the arms in cactus arms or keep the hands on the tummy. Again, find the version you can cultivate silence rather than start to feel uncomfortable with your body and start to analyze or get lost into thought. So when you are ready, bring the arms along the body. Keep the sole of the feet together, pressing one towards the other, a gentle engagement on the inner thighs. And with the inhalation, bring the hips away from the floor. So Baddha Konasana legs, bridge position. Interlace your hands behind the back, move the shoulders away from the ears. And with the exhalation, slowly bring the hips down, bring the knees up, hug your knees. And if you want, maybe extend the legs up towards the sky. You can soften the knees. Try to keep the spine neutral, more or less. Make sure you don't flatten all the back. So you keep softening the lumbar spine again, and then bring the arms again towards the back of the mat, palms facing up. If you want to stay in Viparita Karani, there is a nice option to invite relaxation, where you can go to shoulder stand. So You bring the knees towards the forehead, the hips as high as you can, align with the shoulders, and then extend the legs up towards the sky. You bring the elbows towards the midline, navel towards the head, legs away from the head, the feet reaching up. Find the option that feels right for you today. If you're in shoulder stand, make sure you keep pressing the upper arms on the ground. The neck is soft. You don't want the weight of your body on the neck. You want it on the upper arms. And then with the exhalation, bring the knees towards the forehead. If you want to go to Halasana, then extend the feet towards the back of the mat, above the head. If the toes are on the ground, then you can interlace the hands away from the chest. If the feet are still on the air, maybe bend the knees, keep the knees close towards the forehead, and the hands on the lower back. When you are ready, slowly, let's go again to Viparita Karani. Soften the knees, hug your knees, roll left and right. And let's make the way to Shavasana. So extend the feet towards the front of the mat, keep the toes just falling out. Keep the arms along the body, palms facing up. And then enjoy Shavasana. This is a very important part of the practice. Your body absorbs all the movement, all the strength, and the flexibility while it is resting, not while it is moving. So just allow your body to be soft, to relax. Allow the energy to go back to home. And then now, bring attention towards the breath. Shavasana is a very nice part for your body. It's a little bit challenging for the mind. So use the breath. You can focus the mind into the breath. And then notice your thoughts. They will come to distract you. Notice them. Allow them to come, but allow them to go. And then slowly start to bring silence on your mind. Allow your body to rest and allow your mind to be quiet. Slowly, slowly, bring awareness to your body. Start to move your toes, your fingers, your arms, your legs. Then stretch the arms. One nice stretch to your wonderful body. Then draw the knees to the chest, hug the knees, roll left and right. And when your body rolls over to one side of the mat, bring your body up. Let's go to a cross-legged sitting position. Keep your eyes closed. Rest the hands on the knees. Bring the hands in front of the heart center. Take a moment to enjoy that feeling of inner peace, harmony. Be silent allow yourself to become much more familiar with silence. Start to enjoy listening, different senses, different aspects of yourself. Maybe from silence you start to connect with your inner wisdom, with your intuition. Take this nice feeling with you into the rest of the day as long as you can, and let's chant the last tone to finish the session. So take a deep inhalation. Grab your hands one against the other, and then bring the hands in front of your eyes. Gently open your eyes, release the hands. Thank you very much for sharing your time and your practice with me. Have a lovely rest of the day and namaste.